Bear down, Chicago Bears. That we play, lead the way to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears. We fight with the might so fearlessly. We'll never forget the way you thrilled the nation with your T formation. Bear down, Chicago Bears. You never know why you're wearing the crown. You're the pride and joy of Illinois. Chicago Bears, bear down.
Welcome to Windy City Fantasy Football Week 2.
Week 2. It's week 2, so we got 1 week in the books, right? So
yes, it's week 2, so we have 1 week in the books. So
we're gonna take Alan's notes.
You got to take Alan's notebook back and report on the scores that he recorded.
Here.
You can keep the pen.
No thanks.
Sorry. I'll give it back in a minute, okay?
Okay.
I just had to read the scores.
Without his notepad, he's
Lost.
He's a shell of himself.
Yes. So Week 1 results. The big winner of the week was Rick. He defeated Austin. Rick had 167.5 points.
That is a lot of points.
That was the most points of everybody.
I thought Austin was fighting me.
No.
Don't worry. Austin didn't win. Austin had only 105.1 points.
Well, I wanted Austin to win.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you want to beat him at Smash Brothers yourself.
That's a totally different game.
Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sue was next with 150.92. And she happened to beat...
Me.
And you had...
130.06 points?
Yes. And you were the best of the losers.
Who?
Hooray!
All that really means...
Who lost? You?
Yes.
All that really means is you get the
Sue
worst
won?
waiver wire pick.
That's fine.
Did on Sue win?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Next was Delaney. She had 148.38. She defeated Carson, who had 102.7. Next was Michaela. She had 130.2 over Jameson and his 126.5. Samuel beat me 117.02 to my 113.3. So it was by far the closest matchup. You know, that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, but it was the closest. Yay!
Where's my name?
Your name isn't on this page.
Oh, okay.
And last, the lowest scorers were our sisters. Lindsay had 106.94 over her sister Emily, 95.14. So,
Who won that game?
Lindsay.
Lindsay?
Mhm.
Who did she beat?
Emily.
Emily's not there.
She's right there.
So I had only one team that was not able to clear 100 points, and they actually did pretty darn close. So,
So,
high-scoring weeks on week 1.
high scoring
Mommy,
weeks.
when am I gonna play baseball?
When are you going to play baseball?
Oh, when am I gonna play football?
You're not going to play football.
When am I gonna play it?
He's not going to play football. He has a brain. It can stay in his head just the way it is. Anyway, moving on. All right. So, that was the end of our scores for this week. This one is going to be messed up. All right, next. the on-scene reporter had to take a popcorn break.
He couldn't hold his notebook, so he needed popcorn.
Fun story that Matt can flash a cute picture up here. We went to our first drive-in movie this weekend, all of us. And it was because of the pandemic and everything. You were supposed to really bring your own popcorn, bring your own this, that, and the other. And I have a bowl that's even bigger than this. I made 2 bags of popcorn. And honestly, by the end of the night, he had eaten probably a whole bag and maybe even a whole bag and then some. To only then tell us that his tummy hurt. So, shocker, when you eat too much popcorn, your tummy hurts. But apparently you forget about it in about 3 days. But what did you think of the movie?
It was fun.
It was? Can you tell everybody what it was?
It was Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was fighting Doctor.
He was fighting a bad doctor, wasn't he? Anyway, just wanted to explain the popcorn and the popcorn's role in our lives. All right, so combination of my 2 favorite segments. This is coulda, shoulda, woulda, because these were booms. These are people that were on your bench that had a boom of a week. And so maybe should have been in the game. Poor Carson, he had 2, and he was a little tore up about it. Naheem Hines was 1. Now, he really only did so good because Marlon Mack got hurt.
I don't agree with that. If you remember what Phillip Rivers used to do in San Diego, now LA, with Austin Eckler, and even before that, Danny Woodhead, he always found a way to pass to a pass-catching running back, and when they have a lot of targets, those guys ended up being really, really good fantasy-wise. So, as I explained to Carson, yes, you should probably play Naheem Hines because even if they do get a second back, this Joshua Taylor, I think is
Yes.
the other kid in...
Jonathan Taylor.
No, that's Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
Joshua something.
Yeah, okay.
Joshua Kelly. Joshua Kelly.
Yes.
With LA Chargers. Naheem Hines. You were right. Because Naheem Hines is in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes. Carson also had Dallas Goedert, who was the number 1 tight end of the week. But that was, again, kind of an anomaly because you never know what Philly's going to do with their tight ends. They have 3 of them. And Philly was such a show. So, you just never know with that one. But anyway, those were 2 booms on Carson's bench. Sue won, but between her 2 quarterbacks, she really should have played, sadly, Aaron Rodgers, because he had 30.76 points when the Packers beat up all over the Vikings. Lindsay also, again, she won, but she really would have done gangbusters if she had played Raheem Mostert. He had 25.1, and Robbie Anderson 28.5 on her bench. And if Emily hadn't played, or if Lindsay hadn't played those, and Emily had played Darius Slayton, who had 31.2, Emily would have won.
I was going to ask if there were any of these that would have swung the games had the losers played them.
Yes, because Emily and Lindsay were only separated by 10 points. And Darius Slayton would have gotten Emily 31.2. And she had one of her players that only got her like 5 points. So that definitely would have swayed. But again, the same thing. If Lindsay had played either of these 2, the gap would have been bigger. So the rest of us all just kind of played the hands that we were dealt, and they weren't always so good. Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Exactly. So kind of just following up with that, the booms that were out there. By the time that this is being viewed by our lovely viewing audience, I can pretty much guarantee you that none of these teams will be available, or none of these players will be available on the waiver wire. But just in case, the number one was Malcolm Brown for the Rams, had 26 points. Obviously, he was a boom. Russell Gage is like a number 3 wide receiver in Atlanta, but he still had 23.4 points, and he was one of the top wide receivers available. Corey Davis for Tennessee, kind of always a little bit of a risky one, but he had 20.1 points. The surprise for everybody, the number one defense of the week was a tie between the Saints, who are drafted, and the Washington football team. Their defense had 17 points. So I don't know if you think it's going to be a 1 week thing because they were playing the Eagles or not, but they're available. They were a boom. Another player that is on his way to being a boom is Benny Snell Jr. because James Conner is about to be featured in my other segment down here. So I'm assuming that probably those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players will be swooped up by the time you see this. But if not, they are 5 that you could look out for. And our biggest bust, which just makes everyone that views this happy, was the Vikings D, which was -9. The next closest defense was -3, so they had it in spades. Your Chicago Bears defense was 0. So in the grand scheme of things, that is, just leaps and bounds better than -9. Vikings defense. Wah, wah. Do you see this?
Ease up.
Do you see this? Double fisting.
What? What, Mommy?
What?
Why did you say?
You're on the way to another sore tummy.
Yeah. Big outs, and
Hold
there is a lot of big outs. Mainly because we didn't have any preseason, we didn't have anything. Big outs for the week as of Tuesday night was Duke Johnson for the Texans, Le'Veon Bell for the Jets, Devontae Parker for Miami, David Njoku for the Browns, Marlon Mack for Indy, Justin Jackson for the Chargers, George Kittle on the Niners, Chris Godwin, Sue's team namesake, Tampa Bay, Michael Thomas for the Saints, Eek. Blake Jarwin for the Cowboys, James Conner in Pittsburgh, and Phillip Lindsay in Denver. So all right, well, to round this out, this week's matchups. Let's forget about last week. Everybody look forward to week 2. And we've got some good ones coming this week, led off by my battle with my nephew, me and Carson.
One of you is going to get a win.
We are.
One of you is going to go 0-2.
One of us is coming down for a smackdown. And the other one is still going to be Owen.
Maybe. Are you going to win?
I hope so.
Oh, but Mommy.
What if Cousin Carson wins?
Is Cousin Carson actually the baby?
He is Michelle's baby, yes. All right, so Jen versus Carson. Samuel versus Emily. Delaney versus Michaela. Lindsay versus Sue.
Where's my name? Mommy, did you just skip my name?
I didn't. Jameson versus Austin. Father-son battle. And what's the bottom one? Madden Allen versus Rick. Who's gonna win?
Me.
You are? Okay. Well, you got tough competition because Rick did the best in the whole league last time. Is he gonna go down? Maybe. Notebook drop. Notebook drop. All right. Do you have anything else to say?
Actually, Rick might be too hard.
Rick might be too hard to beat.
Yes. And Rick might be stronger than me. But this time I'm gonna win.
Okay.
Before Rick. I think Rick's gonna get 1 point and I'm gonna get a lot.
Okay. 1 point and
Wow.
Alan's gonna get a lot. That would be an implosion.
Yeah,
160 something points. 1 point. This is an evil laugh. This is where they start. So yeah, so that's this coming week. I believe the first game is on Thursday, and it's the Battle of Chicago. The Battle of
the battle of number 1 picks.
yes, also the
Cincinnati
Battle
versus-
of Ohio. Yes.
Yes, the Battle of Ohio. Cincinnati versus Cleveland.
So,
Joe Burrow was looking pretty good in his debut, so I hope he keeps it up.
one of Jameson's 3 quarterbacks.
God.
All right. All right. Well, on that note, everybody, thank you for tuning in once again. Really appreciate you guys watching.
Give us some more feedback. We were kind of struggling again. Just kind of help us get our feet going, feet wet again. What do you want to see? What do you like? What do you not like?
And now comments will be activated,
Enabled.
so
Yes.
you can actually leave them.
Yes.
So,
That's perfect.
but
So
thanks again, and here's to another good week of football. Everybody have a safe week. See you later.
safe, healthy, happy.